This dish of cabbage leaves that are going to be stuffed with some bulgur wheat and lentils, and I'm going to flavour that with some dates and some vegetables. This dish has a number of anti-inflammatory ingredients. But for this, I'm going to just focus on just one of those ingredients, and that's going to be cabbage. Cabbage is a tremendous vegetable. It's very economical to buy. It's very easy to use. It's a very forgiving vegetable, and it contains many, many nutrients. It's packed with vitamins. It's very, very high in fiber. And when it's digested, it produces sulfurous compounds, which are great for vitamin K. So it's a great source of vitamin K, but also your microbiome likes cabbage to be able to produce more vitamin K. So cabbage is a very, very good choice for an anti-inflammatory diet. And it's one of those good value green leafy veg that brings a lot to the table in terms of flavor, texture, and certainly one to be using more of. The very first thing I'm going to do with this dish is blanch and refresh my cabbage. So some lightly salted water, my cabbage leaves, and I'm going to just pop those into the water. Cover it up and let them cook till they're tender. And at the same time, make sure that you have a second pot with just good cold water in it. And having allowed that, just simmer at a good high heat for about 4 to 5 minutes, just to get your cabbage nice and tender. Not falling apart, but just a nice kind of so that you can actually work with your cabbage, for want of a better description. I'm now going to take it off the heat. And in my second pot, I'm just going to plunge my cabbage into some nice cold water to retain that lovely colour. And this is called blanching and refreshing. It's important that your cabbage goes completely cold, so you may have to run it under a cold tap, or better still if you have some ice cubes. First of all, for this dish, what I'm going to do is add about a teaspoonful of coconut oil. Any oil will do, but it's my preference to use the coconut oil. And into that, I've got my diced carrots, roughly diced, my pepper and my onion. And I'm just going to pop those all in there at the same time as well. Going to add a little bit of salt. And a little bit of pepper into that. I'm just going to cover it over and let it just cook away there for a few minutes. I've allowed my carrots, onions and peppers cook for about 6 to 7 minutes. I'm now going to add my garlic, my cumin, my thyme, and my fennel seed. I'm just going to stir those around a little bit and allow them to just cook and let those flavours just infuse together for a minute more. Now, having allowed that just cook for a few more minutes now, I'm going to add my lentils. Just pushing off the heat there a little bit. I'm just going to add my lentils in with those vegetables and my dates. And then after mixing those just for a few more minutes, I'm now going to add my bulgur, which has been pre-cooked. To cook the bulgur, it's just about 1.5 parts water to 1 part bulgur. Just pour some boiling water, put a cover over it, and let it sit for a few minutes, and the bulgur will essentially rehydrate itself. It's very, very simple. To finish this stuffing for the cabbage leaf, I'm just going to add a little bit of olive oil, a nice olive oil in there, just to bring a little life to the dish. And I'm just going to adjust my seasoning, a little bit of salt and pepper. And that pretty much is it, the stuffing. The dates will bring a little bit of sweetness into this. And this is a dish that is very suitable to play around with as well. You could add all sorts of things in here. To finish this dish, what I've done is taken 2 sheets. First of all, I've just took the center core out of my cabbage. And as you can see, the blanching and refreshing gives it this beautiful, lovely, vibrant green colour. So, what I'm going to do is I've taken 2 sheets of plastic wrap and just put one on top of the other just to reinforce it. And now I'm just going to take some of my cabbage and just lay it out nice and neatly into kind of forming a rough type of circle, for want of a better description. And now what I'm going to do is with my filling, which is nice bulgur, lentils, and the dates and vegetables, I'm just going to spoon those into the center. And now using my plastic wrap, I'm just going to fold that all up. And then form it into this nice little ball. And then just tighten that up nice and tightly. And that is pretty much ready to go there like that. Now you could heat this in the microwave very easily, or else you could steam it as you need it. So I'm just going to continue and do a couple more of those. And as you can see, our finished product, a lovely bulgur wheat, lentil, and date stuffed cabbage. Very, very simple dish and very, very tasty. You can just finish it with a little drizzle of olive oil and away you go. That's all it needs.